G'day, welcome one and all to the next episode of Guvs Hero Impression and Review videos featuring the latest hero added to the game, Emerald, who is a green legendary hero from the Viglante family. Which we'll see there. We'll touch on all of that later. So Emerald is only available during the Neon City Portal or event, which rolls around once each month. However, it is worth noting that the odds of summoning her are almost non-existent when she's not the featured hero. We can see there that it is only 0.6% spread amongst like 15 or 20 heroes or something. And it improves to only barely just possible when she is one of the featured heroes. We can see there it is 0.5% because there's two featured heroes. So Emerald, as I mentioned, is a 5-star green hero with the title of being a Portal Trooper Blademaster, and appears to be the second in what it seems to be a series of gemstone related heroes that are Portal Troopers. The first one was Sapphire, who was released just a little bit ago, a blue 5-star legendary hero. At the time of recording this video, Emerald has only just been added to the game, featuring for the first time in the late November / start of December 2023 Neon City event. If we jump over, I was a little bit lucky, I did manage to summon her. So if we jump over to her artwork, it does look as though she is jumping or leaping or falling or something through a portal there. On the background, it's the same setup as what Sapphire also had. The other consistency between Emerald and Sapphire is that these gemstone portal heroes seem to be modeled on the ninja trope with a whole bunch of fantasy additions into the mix. So true to her name, Emerald is dressed all in green and goes about wielding a pair of knives or short swords. The swords themselves seem to be some kind of hybrid between a katana, based on the hilt and the slight curvature of the blade, and a machete, which is that hook-like bulge on the tip. It's not actually, as far as I've been able to find, a real weapon. So yeah. The grip style is a reverse grip. It's not overly practical due to the size and the weight of the blades, particularly with the additional weight on the tip of the sword. Usually reverse grip is best suited to small, lightweight weapons like daggers, because when you start pushing out onto longer swords, you got a lot more weight, which makes the stroke play a lot harder, and you also lose the inherent reach of the blades, seeing as they're sort of curled up tightly on your forearm. But it looks cool, so there's that. We'll just head back over to the portal. So, as I mentioned, Emerald is a member of the Viglante family, which means that when Emerald is paired with other unique members of the Viglante family, there's a bonus that's applied to their base attack stat, and they also have a chance to apply a 16% dodge buff to all allies for 3 turns whenever they cast their special skill. So note is that they must be unique members of the Viglante family. So for example, Emerald and Thunderclap. If you do that, then for bringing 2, 3, 4 or 5 Viglante family members, you'll also get a 3, 6, 9 or 12% attack stat boost, and they'll also have a 15, 20, 25 and 30% chance to grant that dodge buff. So it is worth noting that on her own, as a singular hero, there is absolutely no family bonus, which makes them a little bit different from some of the other event heroes, where even on just a single hero, there's a chance to apply that family bonus. So with the Viglante and other Neon City heroes, it does need to have 2 or more heroes from the family to have a chance of triggering. In terms of her personal stats, Emerald has extremely balanced stats. Like, they're that balanced that they may as well be straight up the middle of the road as the lane marker. So she comes in with 759 attack and also 759 defense and 1499 HP. Her charge speed is set to 60, which is fast, so that requires 9 tiles to charge or 5 ghosted tiles. To make a speed break, you do need to go +5, so up to the 65 speed, and that'll drop you down to 8 tiles to charge. You can achieve that using the 5-star green speed weapon, the Relic Hunter Bargo, which gives +6 speed. So because of that, there's no real benefit to grabbing the 2% speed node on Emerald's talent tree, because it doesn't actually, like, it affects if you get to 64 speed, so you've got like a partially leveled speed gun, so no real point to that one at all. Class-wise, I didn't mention it, but she is a member of the Recon class family, which does grant the chance to dodge direct damage coming in from special skills and provide 20% charge whenever there's a successful dodge. So if we have a look at another Recon hero, I'll even pick up a green one. Where's my Zuri? There she is. So if we look at the talent tree, for me, if it was when I will go about embleming Emerald, I will go an attack route. So I'll take this left-hand side, come right, go left. So as I said, there's no need to pick up that speed node because it doesn't really do anything. Come left down the bottom here, and apparently, so keep coming. Ooh. Attack, 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 and then we'd probably end it there because there's not much point to going down further. So that would be the path that I would take if it was me. I would definitely just be going the focus on attack. As I said, there's not any nodes where you're having to choose between two attack paths, so you can just focus on attack, which is really lovely. So, yep, so that's the emblem path. Back to her skill. Her skill is titled Quantum Knives, and at level 10 special skill and 60 charge speed, it will deal 260% damage to the target and nearby enemies, heal the caster for 30% of the damage dealt, prevent the target and nearby enemies from gaining charge for 3 turns, and reduce the healing the target and nearby enemies receive by minus 50% for 3 turns. And this healing ailment cannot be cleansed, which is a really nice little extra bit. So if we break that down a little bit, so we'll start off on the direct damage side of things because it's one of the easiest things to compare. So Emerald comes in with 759 attack and 260% damage. So if we multiply those two things together, we get what I call the attack power. So for Emerald, 759 multiplied by 2.6, that comes out at being 1,973 attack power. For comparison, there are about 12 other AoE 3, so target and nearby green hitters in the game. So for some of those other ones, probably the most broken of them is Whack. Whack comes in quite high up. I will quickly actually just convert these to attack power per tile because there's a range of speeds amongst all of these. So Emerald is 219 attack power per tile. Whack is very broken in that when he is hitting someone with armor, he deals out a whopping 400 attack power per tile, but his normal format is slightly more restrained at 287. Then there's Viper, a hero that most people kind of forget about that exists. So Viper comes in at 221 attack power per tile. Then we have Emerald at 219. Some other options, you've got Dasher variant or variant Dasher at 184 attack power. Normal Dasher with no costume bonuses or anything, that's 150. Ayumi, who everyone is probably very familiar with, is 122. Mayor Vinaya, 138. And way down the bottom is Hairwear with 4 green tiles on the board, is 123. So overall, Emerald actually comes in quite high up. She's number 3 in the green AoE hitters behind Whack, who's very broken, and Viper, who, as I said, is sneaky and not often thought of. Under speed broken conditions, Emerald actually overtakes the speed broken Viper because Viper needs 10 tiles to charge, and they're actually very close on their attack power per tile and their attack output. So yeah, so Emerald, very good damage output for an AoE 3 hero. That second element of her skill, the self-heal for 30% damage, that's actually really great at improving her own survivability. So if she does hit 3 enemies with 800 odd defense, let's just call it that, she ends up healing herself for about 700 HP. So effectively, it's roughly a 50% self-heal, which is pretty awesome. The charge block, this is where it gets really awesome. I think charge control is the best element to any special skill. So for her to be doing a charge block on 3 enemies for 3 turns is pretty amazing. Like if you just quickly compare it to some other green heroes that affect charge speed or special skills, you've got Hairwear, who blocks charge and silences the targets for 2 turns. And he needs 12 tiles to charge. You've also got Mayor Vinaya, who does Insanity Ailment, which basically kills their special skill for 3 turns, but also requires 12 tiles to charge. Emerald here, she only does the charge block, which is stopping them from gaining charge, but she does it for 3 turns and at only 9 tiles to charge. So that's basically an entire match 3 less that you need in order to get more charge stop out, like an additional turn of charge stop. So yeah, so a pretty good improvement on the other charge control green heroes available at the moment. There's that final line as well, that the target and nearby get minus 50% healing for 3 turns, which can't be cleared. It's a nice effect to have. It does work better in attacking situations where you can manipulate the AI into doing dumb things like healing right after you've applied that charge ailment, which then does help decrease the recovery. It is just generally, though, it does help to decrease the enemy recovery after you've dealt the damage by basically negating half of the healing that those hit enemies can receive. So the bonus is that it can't be cleansed, so that's a nice little extra on there. So overall, the best comparisons for Emerald is to Mare Vanaya and Hairwear. Compared to both of these heroes, I'd say that Emerald is probably a direct improvement. Mare Vanaya is a very solid hero. I personally use both of my leveled copies fairly regularly. She has pretty solid damage output, 138 power per tile, and that insanity for 3 turns does... like, it works. Like, it is very good. The 12 tiles is a downside. Like, you often find that she's charging after the first round of enemy special skills is fired. Same thing with Hairwear. Hairwear is, compared to even Mare Vanaya, Hairwear's pretty undercooked. His damage is really low. It needs a lot of green tiles on the board to actually start functioning as a damage output. And then that speed of 12 tiles, again, it's the same as Mare Vanaya, where he's often charging his special skill after the enemy have already fired their special skill. So it's not coming in fast enough to actually prevent you from getting hurt. So it's not that either Hairwear or Mare Vanaya are terrible. In fact, I actually do really like both of those heroes. I use them fairly regularly. I just see Emerald as being better on the basis of her having that faster speed and also having that self-heal to help her survive longer. So overall, if we just look at Emerald as a hero, I see her as being a really great attacking hero. Fantastic use would be in a 1-2 punch with someone like Whack or a Yumi, where they're putting a defense down element, and what that'll do is it'll increase Emerald's damage output, and hence it will increase her self-healing. Charge block, always fantastic. You can use it in so many situations. You can use it on war machines to stop them hitting you. You can use it on raids. Even on defense, it's actually quite a good skill to sort of stuff up the attacking team's rhythm, making them either miss out on charge or make suboptimal matches to try and preserve the available charge for their heroes. So yeah, it's really useful. You can use it all the time. And that self-healing based on damage output is also really great, because that's, as I said, approximately a 50% heal. And then there's that little healing debuff as a cherry on top. So overall, in terms of grading, how I rank Emerald is for raid and war attacks, I'm going to give her an A. I think charge control is awesome, and that extra speed she's got just is setting her up a little bit higher. War machine's a B. She's not got fantastic war machine usefulness, but that charge control does help. And same thing with events. If you're wanting to compete in events, a DOA 3 hero is good, but it's not adding too much to it, so just a B. For raid and war defenses, I'd probably go a B+ on that. Best position would probably be flank. I'd probably use her there the most, and that's where she's going to be able to give the damage output and also be a little bit sheltered to get that self-heal going. Could work at tank position, I guess, with that self-healing, but for me, the best spot would be on the flank. In the tournament, so Bloody Battle, I'd give her a B+ on attack and a B- on defense. So just a slight downgrade, and that's because she loses that self-healing and also doesn't really give any buffs to her or her allies. Charged attack, about the same, A and a B. I still think she's really good on attack. She will get a slight improvement, bit of a decrease on defense just because she's not gaining a huge speed improvement. And then buff boosting, B+ and B-. So again, it's mainly because she's not actually kicking out too many buffs or any buffs for a team. So overall, that sets her up as a B+ overall for attack and a B for defense. So that about concludes the content for this review of Emerald. As always, this is just my personal opinion. I do love hearing your thoughts and feedback on these videos and these heroes, so please do jump in the comments section, drop me a note, tell me your thoughts. I do love reading them, and I will respond as much as I can. If you did enjoy this video and found it useful, do the usual, you know, drop a like on it, comment the video, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, share the video around. Because chances are, if this video is useful to you, it'll be useful to the other people that you play with as well. So yeah, that's about all I got. So thanks once again for tuning in and joining me for this review. Good luck and happy gaming. Cheers. Bye.